Hello po, it's Teacher Joy. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Teacher Joylyn Online Review. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and of course, like this video para updated kayo sa mga panibagong videos natin. So today, we're going to rationalize or give explanations sa ating 5 items assignment in professional education. So alam kong handa na kayo. Let's start sa ating paunang tanong. Number 21. When when the teacher groups her students accordingly and asks them to perform and present the concept that they had learned in social studies, what aspect does she address? Letter A. Variety of teaching styles. B. Peer teaching. C. Student diversity. Or letter D. Gender sensitivity. Okay. In professional education, mostly talaga ay mga long ang mga questions. So, it gives you enough time to understand and of course, analyze the question. So, dito sa number 21 natin, ang sinasabi dito ay si teacher ay mag-grouping ng kanyang mga students accordingly and ask them to perform and present the concept na natutunan nila sa kanilang social studies na subject. So, anong aspeto ang gustong i-address ni teacher? So, ibig sabihin, no, ipipresent ng mga estudyante niya ang concept kung paano nila natutunan ang social studies. Okay, so yun. Letter C ang ating tamang sagot dyan, student diversity. So, grouping learners appropriately and letting them demonstrate learning in different ways, acknowledge and addresses differences in ability, background, and learning style. Ang ibig sabihin nito, si teacher ay hinayaan niya yung mga estudyante niya, no, na i-demonstrate ang kanilang learning, ang kanilang natutunan in a different ways kung paano nila um, kung saan nila gusto. So, we all know that student diversity means iba-iba yung mga estudyante natin when it comes to ability, background, and of course, their learning style. So, this is the core of respecting student diversity. So, yun, si teacher ay para siyang flexible teacher kasi she knows how to handle her students, especially students diversity. So, letter C ang ating sagot. Okay, variety of teaching styles, mostly ito ay ginagamit ni teacher, no? Like for example, iba-iba yung kanyang mga teaching styles. Sometimes si teacher ay mag-present lang ng slide presentation or si teacher ay mag-dramatize, mag-sing, yun. Or just using traditional materials, yun yung tawag sa mga teaching styles, varied teaching styles or iba-iba yung mga teaching styles ni teacher. Depende sa kanyang lesson or sa kanyang objectives na din. Peer teaching, this is referred to student and teacher approach. So, mas binibigyang pansin dito yung guided approach. Pwede si teacher na mag-guide sa kanyang estudyante. For example, if ever na student ay hindi niya alam ang isang subject or ang lesson or di kaya, pwede din naman student at student. So, it means yung student na matalino, tuturuan niya yung kaklase niya na medyo nahihirapan sa subject. So, that is peer teaching. And of course, our gender sensitivity, ibig sabihin dito, hindi gender bias si teacher. Kumbaga, if kumbaga, si teacher ay hindi lang nagbe-based sa kung ano yung gusto niya na gender. For example, if the teacher is more close to girls, yung mga babae lang yung bibigyan niya ng mga matataas na puntos. So, that is gender bias. And then, yung mga lalaki naman is bibigyan niya ng mababang puntos. So, yun yung gender bias. So, dito sa gender sensitivity, teacher is not um teacher is approachable. Si teacher ay hindi siya biased when it comes to gender. So, it's either you're a girl or you're a boy, no? S- Teacher is fair sa lahat. So, yun. So, ang ating tamang sagot ay letter C, student diversity. Iba-iba yung types of learners natin. Now, let's move on. Number 22. Sabi dito, it is form of distance learning that uses computer networking technology to provide interaction or of teacher to learner. So, dito, distance of learning yung magiging clue natin. Distance of learning. For example, no, yung paaralan ng yung anak ay malayo. So, distance learning. How you gonna approach that scenario? Letter A, online learning. B, telescoping. C, mentorship. Or letter D, independent study. Take note ha, distance learning and then uses computer networking technology. Ayan, so dalawa yung clue nyo. Yes, letter A, online learning. Sabi pala na computer, no? So it talks about online. Online learning uses internet and computer networks to connect teachers and learners, enabling interaction and instruction remotely. This matches the definition given. Itong online learning nga ay naging known siya during the time na mayroon tayong COVID, 'di ba? So mostly of the classes are done in online. So yung mga online classes ganon and ano din siya modular, 'di ba? Ganon. Pero mostly sa mga ibang ibang schools online talaga sila. So ayun, that's that's why distance learning and it uses computer networking technology because it happens on the internet and uses computer to connect teacher and learners. Ayan. So, telescoping naman, letter B. Ibig sabihin nito, this is a curriculum arrangement where lessons or subjects that are usually taught over several years are compressed or combined into a shorter period. So, for example, isang subject siya na pinag-aralan for more than years, no? Let's say 4 years. And then, yung subject na yan ay kinompress or kinombine sa shorter period. So, yun. Hindi siya involved sa ating computer networking or the teacher learning interaction technology. Mentorship, ibig sabihin nito is a relationship where an experienced person or the mentor guides, advises, and supports a less experienced. Mentorship, parang ginaguidan mo lang yung isang tao na nahihirapan sa isang circumstances. Mentorship or scaffolding or guidance, ganon. Independent study, this is the learner works on their own. Meaning, ayaw na may kasama siya, gusto niya mag-aral na nag-iisa. So, guys, ang ating tamang sagot dyan ay online learning, letter A. Lumabas ito, yung question na ito before. Yes. Now, let's move on. Number 23. Okay, so truth remains true no matter how much pain it may bring to a person who became part of it. Without consideration for relationship, compromises, and condition. As human beings, we are bound to live with truth shall set us free. This is a reflection of what Asian philosophical view. Ito yung mga isms natin. Is it letter A, perennialism, B, idealism, C, existentialism, D, realism? Ayan, yung mga isms natin dyan. Ang sabi dito, ano yung magiging clue natin sa Prof. Ed na question? Truth remains true no matter how much pain it may bring to a person become of it. Ibig sabihin, yung katotohanan ay mananatiling totoo kahit na anong pain ang dala nito sa isang tao, no? Yun. Without consideration for relationship, compromises, and condition. So, as human being, we are bound to live with truth. Truth, ha, shall set us free. Yung totoo yung magpapalaya sa atin. So, totoo. Truth. Ayan, truth. Kapag yung truth, ano ba ibig sabihin yan? Yan yung realidad of what is the reality, of what is being true. So, ang ating tamang sagot ay realism, truth. is for realism. So, realism holds that truth exists objectively and independently of feelings, relationships, or opinions. Facts remain true regardless of how they affect people. So, yung totoo ay mananatiling totoo talaga kahit ikaw ay masaktan, no matter how it affects to people, no? Totoo pa rin yan. Walang makakapagbago dyan. So, that's how works realism is. And now, punta naman natin si perennialism. Education should focus on universal and unchanging truths that stay the same across time and culture. Si perennialism, ito yung kahit ilang years man ang lumipas, mananatiling mananatili pa rin ito. For example, no, it focus on the great books. Like for example, mga great books like our philosophers, kahit na nasa modern era na tayo ngayon, may mga AI, no, hindi pa rin natin nakakalimutan yung mga yun, no, yung mga philosophers natin because of perennialism. And also, the mga enduring values. Ayun. Okay. Now, idealism naman, from the word ideal. Truth comes from ideas, reasoning, and the mind. Para dito sa idealism, ang katotohanan ay nagagaling sa mga ideas, sa mga reasoning mo, and sa isip mo. So, yun. So, the focus of idealism is character building, moral values, and seeking absolute ideals. Dito din papasok, no, yung, for example, um, yung mga kabataan, no, if maini-idolize sila or may ideal sila paglaki nila. So, that's what you call idealism na din. Okay? So, existentialism naman from the word existence, exist. There's no fixed universal truth or meaning. Each person creates their own truth and meaning through their choices. So, tandaan na natin dito sa existentialism, choices. Ibig sabihin, choice mo kung ano man yung mangyari or kung ano man yung isipin mo, gawin mo. It's your own choice, no? Pag ilagay natin ito sa classroom setting, kapag si teacher ay isang existentialist, ibig sabihin, may choice siya or hahayaan niya din na magkaroon ng mga choices ang mga bata of what they want to do or of what they want to work on, no? Ganon. Existentialism. May freedom, may individual freedom, may personal choice, ayun. So, yun lang. Tandaan nyo po yun, guys. So, ang ating tamang sagot dyan ay realism, truth. Let's go number 24. Sabi, it is stated in article 6, section 2 of Ethics for Professional Teachers that every teacher shall uphold the highest possible standards of quality education and make the best preparations for the career of teaching and shall be at his best at all times and in the practice of profession. What does this convey? Ayan, sobrang haba, no? Pero, ang sinasabi lang naman dito is the Article 6, Section 2 of Ethics for Professional Teacher. For professional teacher. Na sinasabi dito, dapat ang mga teachers ay may high possible standards sa quality of education, may best preparation sa kanilang teaching, and at all times dapat maging professional sila. Ganun lang ang ibig sabihin. So, is it letter A, education for all, letter B, continuing professional development, letter C, teacher's ethics, or letter D, teacher competence? Out natin si education for all kasi wala namang kinalaman yan sa pagiging professional ng isang teacher sa kanyang pagiging high standards, no? Out natin si letter A. Because education for all is edukasyon para sa lahat. So, wala siyang kinalaman. Next natin i-out ay lagay natin dito, continuing professional development. Bakit? Or the CPD. Ang CPD ay isang training, no? The ongoing learning and training teachers do after getting their license to update skills and knowledge. So, wala siyang kinalaman sa ethics. It's more on ethics kasi yung Article 6 natin, Section 2. So, wala yung kinalaman. So, we have letter C, teacher's ethics, and letter D, teacher's competence. Ayan. Okay, yung letter C kasi may ethics, di ba? So, alin dyan? Ang ating tamang sagot, guys, ay, ladies and gentlemen, letter D, teacher's competence. Ayan. So, bakit teacher's competence? So, the provision emphasizes being fully prepared, maintaining high standards, and performing excellently at all times. This directly upholds and demonstrates professional competence. Si teacher dapat lahat ng oras ay professional siya, fully prepared siya, and of course, high yung kanyang standards when it comes to education. So that belongs to being competence. No? Competence. Kasi yung teacher ethics kasi guys is nagre-refer siya sa moral rules and proper conduct in the profession. So, ang ating statement ay emphasizes lamang sa competence, sa preparation, and high quality practice. Hindi siya more on ethical behavior. Kahit na sinabi na ethics for professional teacher. But ethics in the sense na dapat si teacher ay well ready, perform, and professional at all times. Ayan, competence. Letter D, once again, ang ating tamang sagot, number 24. And now, dito na tayo sa ating last question, number 25. Ito, medyo short lang siya. Which literacy in the 21st century refers to the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and act using all forms of communication. Ito bagay ito sa mga 21st century because we are now in the 21st century skills. Is it letter A, media literacy, B, information literacy, C, digital literacy, D, cyber literacy? Anong literacy ng 21st century daw ang nagre-refer sa ability to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and using all forms of communication? Using all forms of communication. The word is communication. Kapag may communication, may media. So, that is letter A, media. 'Di ba? Media nagbibigay sa inyo ng communication, ng knowledge, ng information. So, media literacy is defined as the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, create, and communicate using all forms of media and communication. So, media literacy is napaka-general and um, siya yung pinaka-leader. For example, siya yung pinaka-leader ng lahat ng forms of communication and media. Siya lang, media literacy ang leader dyan. So, yung information, digital, tsaka cyber is under lang yan ng media. In general, media talaga. Okay? Sige, let's define na lang information literacy. Information literacy is the ability to find, locate, evaluate, and use information effectively from different sources. So, ayun, from the word information. Digital naman is the ability to use digital devices. For example, ano yung mga digital devices? Your phone, your laptop, no? Your iPads, so that's it. Digital devices, tools, and technology confidently. Ayan. Cyber literacy naman is a knowledge of safe or responsible and ethical behavior online. Cyber literacy, wala dapat may hacking, walang cyberbullying, walang mga bastusan sa online. That's cyber literacy works for. Dapat maging safe ang online environment. So, ang ating tamang sagot dito ay media literacy. Once again, ang media literacy ang pinaka-leader ang pinaka-leader ng lahat ng forms of media and communication. Sa kanya yan nanggagaling lahat. Ito, mga subtopics niya lang ito. So, again, letter A ang ating tamang sagot. Ayan lang. Tapos na po tayo. So, wala po ito. Okay, so thank you so much everyone. Comment your score 5 out of 5. Congratulations. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Once again, this is Teacher Joy. Good evening everyone and thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone.